Hi, Elaine. Let me pull up chat. All right, turn the volume down. Here comes Tay Tay. Of course. I was looking for something and I can't find it, and I'm so irritated. And this is part of the problem with cleaning. So I have a small haul. Hi, Shauna. Um, and then we'll get to the alcohol inks. Let me tweet real fast that I'm on. Stop with that already. All right. Hi, Joy. Hi, Dot. Hi, Kat. Andrea. All right, so I got several little things in. Some of them are what I ordered, and some of them are wrong. I got a blade for my trimmer, but I ordered the wrong blades. So I got to redo that or buy the other trimmer because they just said keep it, we'll refund it. So I may just order the new trimmer. Hi, Vaughn. And I ordered the embossing powders from Lindy's, which is what we're going to play with, and the Tim Holtz alloy alcohol inks. So we're going to play with these on the Black Nara. Well, because of that, I wasn't sure where my embossing pad was. And somewhere I have a refill for this. I can't find the refill because I don't know if this is sticky. I thought that this was an embossing pad, but it says it's a watermark stamp pad. So I don't know if that will work or not. Or it's for translucent images. So I don't know. So we'll mess with that. This will emboss? I wasn't sure. Okay, well, I Googled embossing powder and I ordered this one because that's the brand of archival ink that I like. This one is in sad shape. And I don't stamp a lot. In fact, I need to get. So I also got from Lindy's the new magical set that's called Alexandra, and it's different names of different artists, I guess. And I thought we might swatch that too. Those aren't open, so I'll have to open those. And I don't keep them in the little tubes. So I'm excited about the Lindy's. I think it's their version of Cess. And I don't emboss a lot. So we'll play with that in a minute. I'll show you what I got from Sandra's. So this is from Sandra's studio, which is Paint and Paper Studio. And if she doesn't have something that you want, email her and ask her. And she sent me a little tag that's super cute. One of her little ATC cards with her girls. And then she always throws in a few extras. So she sent me this super cute giraffe, which I think I'm going to put on my folder that I put together for my next Kathy folder with this floral, because I think it will go. And then she sent me one that says Hello Spring. So I'm going to put that over there with that folder stuff. I got a piece of the dragonfly tissue. Oh, and my Lindy's came wrapped in this, which I got from Lindy's, I believe. And I thought that was real pretty too. So I'll put those aside to use. So the first thing I got was by Studio Light. And this is one of the ones she was talking about, that if it's out, it's hard to sometimes get more of. But it's Jenny's Mindful Art Collection. It's like numbers, letters, phrases in black and white. Very similar to Tim's Ideology. And I thought that would be fun with the folder project, because I just use this stuff a lot on cards or little art pieces here and there. And then I got this gray board set that she was using the other day. And I'm going to use some of this on the front of my folder that I'm doing currently. And I'll probably paint it before I put it on there. Hi, Kimberly. Hi, Eileen. Yeah, I figured it would. I figured I'll paint it and then use some of the iridescent on top of it to give it shimmer. And then I got the set of the Timmy's Alloys. I cut some black Nara paper, and I did cut a piece that we can use for the inside of the tin to organize the tin. So let's start by doing a piece with this. And I thought the black Nara would be also fun to test out with the embossing. Would be a good surface to test that too as well. The Lindy's embossing. All right, so here's the tin that I'm organizing all the metallics in. And right now I have copper in a row, rose gold, gold, brass, the white and the pearl. And then I have the silver and the gunmetal. And then I have 2 blacks, which I'm not going to. The mixatives, I think I'm going to put in the back row. I think I'll put the blacks where the brass is. And then the pearls. I have the gunmetal and the silver. I've got 2 of the whites. And I got a pinata and a mixative pearl. So if I do that, I'm thinking the mixatives go all the way. So I can put the pearl mixatives and the white here. Silver, gunmetal. I guess I'll put the brass in front of the rose gold. And the 2 blacks in front of the silver and the gunmetal. So that'll make it even. And then the alloy set has Foundry, which is a sort of a a light silver, and sterling, which is more of a dark. It has a mind, which is a copper looking, gilded, which is gold, and statue, which looks like it's more of a brass. So okay. So I'll put those like that. The copper can go there. And okay. So that gets these do not fit side by side in Timmy's little thing. Just saying. They're slightly bigger bottles. They're a tight fit in there. So I think I'm going to stagger them up front, because I'm not really going to fill this. Hi, Kathy. I didn't do the feathers. The feathers are tissue paper. One of my orders, I think the Lindy's came wrapped in this. It was a tissue paper, Elaine. So that's not my work. That's a tissue paper. Good, Kathy. I'm glad to hear it. I was worried with the new changes that it might have messed up the plans that you made. All right. So I'm going to swatch like we did the other day. I'm just going to do a swatch. This is the mixative. And I'm going to do first. And that was the copper. And this is the rose gold, which doesn't, that did not show up very good. I wonder if it needed to be mixed more. I don't use these very often because they're super sticky. Yeah, that's better. And I'll hold this up in just a minute. This is the gold. Like I said, these are the old ones. These are the mixatives. This is the gunmetal. Not sure how this will show up on the black. To me, the gunmetal kind of has a brass to it. This is the silver. This is the pearl, and the pearl reminds me of the rainbow from Marabou. Just trying to evaporate some of that off. And I am going to take some alcohol and drop some alcohol in it, because how it shatters. Okay, I'm gonna let that row kind of sit. And I can see my original dots with the copper and the gold. So some of those pigments really settle. All right, so this is the Pinata copper. Way more shimmery, more of a clear. This looked more metallic. This looks more like copper glitter. Okay, here's the brass, and I use the brass all the time by Pinata. So you can see how they shatter and spread. Here's the gold. That does not look like. See, I like the Ranger Gold better. Sometimes those pigments have to settle out of the liquid for you to get more metallic feel. I'm not going to test the blacks. I am going to add a little bit of more. See if that gold, if I shake it up a little more, if I get. Now I do have something else I'll show you, and I'm going to put in here, I think. Yeah, I think it's going to fit, so I'm going to put it in there. This is the liquid chrome. And you can shatter it with the alcohol. And I wish I'd gotten it in I need to get it in the bigger size. I got it in a small one. So and you can see why I kind of prefer the brass from Pinata over the others that I had. That silver is not bad. Those are still super wet. They might go more metallic. They take longer to dry. And they're super sticky. To me, they're more like an enamel. All right, so let's. All right, so these are the alloys. This is the mind. And we're kind of comparing it to this. It's definitely more metallic. You can see already, like, way more metallic. This is more clear stuff with glitter. This is more metallic looking. All right, and then I'm going to go to the statue, which I'm assuming is going to be kind of a brass. All right, let's add some alcohol to this to see what happens when you add alcohol to it. Okay, it shatters. That's what you need. Or that's what I like. Let's just put, you don't have to have it. It's what I like. Hi, Deb. Hi, Colleen. Colleen, I think you need the alloys. At first, I wasn't sure, but they are way more metallic than the mixatives. This is very much, this is the gilded, and it looks a lot like the Pinata gold in color. It's kind of a green gold. So you can see this one's more glittery. This one's more metallic. All right, this is the sterling. Hi, Tori. I think it will move. I'm gonna do a big piece with them. I think it's gonna move more. But we'll work on, when I do a big piece with the inks, we'll see. I'm gonna flip this over. Right now I'm just doing like sampling. And this is Foundry, which actually is more of a brass than I thought it was gonna be. Oh, it's like a tin with a gold. Can you see that? But I don't know when it dries if you're going to see any of. That might be my new favorite. It's like a silver with a brass or gold looking. All right, and then let's put some white. Will you do what you need to do, Tori, and feel better? This is the Pinata white. Okay, so that works. Before I flip it over, these need to dry. So let me get the heat gun. All right, so this didn't completely dry in this corner, but I can get them to blister. Can you see what I mean by blistering? I don't know if you can see it on the camera. You can do it with a lot of metallic paints. You can get it to bubble and then let it fall back, and it'll have like a hammered texture. The Pinata's all blistered. The silver mixative, these did not blister, just this one where the gold was. I'm just going to plot that because. All right, so let's use I need to use an alcohol wipe on the back. Hi, Josie. Hi, Button. I just want to clean that up before I start on the back. There was a little spillover, and it is going to stick to the table. So let me get a clean paper towel. To kind of help with the drips in the surface. Okay. All right, so let's start with some copper. And I'm going to put some alcohol so I can break it and shatter it. Then I'm going to add some of the statue on the back side of that. And then let's try some, I think it needs more copper in a couple places. I think it needs copper over here. Let's try some silver up in here. Or sterling. And some gilded. You can see that the gilded has a green. Ooh, the gilded with the silver, that blue and that green make a really pretty combo. Okay, and let's try some of the Foundry, which is the one that has the mixture. Let's put a little alcohol in it. It splattered a lot. And I want some of that veining on top to just dry. Okay, and I think it needs, yeah, they're mixing really pretty. Okay, need some of that copper back. And you don't really think about mixing the metallics, but the copper on top of, now I've seen this when I've done colors. So I'll show you. let's go with a little bit of a blue. This is Pool. If I add some Pool on top of that metallic, you can see that you can get really pretty metallic combos. Let's see if I can feather the edges. Yes, you can. I'm actually able to come up and get it to move to get more organic edges. So if I want to soften the edges, that works. Hi, Tanya. Hi, Joycey. All right, so what I'm going to do is put double stick tape around this, and then I'm going to put it in the tin. Then the tins are all marked, and then we're going to play on some more pieces, and we'll use color plus metallics and embossing powder. I will tell you the other thing that I like about the alloys is they are not sticky on top like the mixatives were. I'm not getting okay, see how some of the others you get like a clear lacquer glossy finish? I'm just getting metallic. This is just metallic. I'm not getting any of that gloss. The silver mixative is the only one I didn't get gloss. That's that liquid chrome. So I think they were worth the purchase. At first I thought, well, I have the mixatives. What do I need the alloys for? But they are different. I think I like them better in how they react. So it's not the same thing in different packaging. It's in my opinion. All right, so let me put this in, putting it artwork side down. So I can essentially see the swatching. And I'm not worried about my swatching not being perfect. It's just to give me a general idea. But this way, all my tins, now I can look at them and know exactly what I'm grabbing when I'm trying to find what I need. So this to me was a win. I like cutting down. All I did was take a piece of the paper and cut it 6 by 6 and then trim it with a corner punch to make it fit. So essentially, I have one left over that was white because I didn't want to use the white for the metallic. So I just made sure it would fit by measuring the top, and it's going to fit inside just fine. So I'll save this for my next tin because I am sure I will end up getting another tin. All right, so let's figure out what we want to do with the embossing next. So then those are all sitting right in front of me. I know it's probably hard to, they're like right at the edge of my table open. I can see the swatches the way they are arranged. So I can have all three of those sitting right in front of me at an arm's reach, but I can close them and stack them if I'm working on something else. All right, so we need a piece of black and we need some kind of stamp. We want to try to find a stamp that's on the clean side. Okay. Here's one I've never used. I'm just trying to grab something that's clean. Yeah. That's not a bad choice, a butterfly. This one does not want to come off. Whew. All right, so that gives me 3 to use. I guess I'll try the Versamark. Let's see, first of all. I have 3 of these. I want to see what. Okay. I wanted to see if I needed to. I wanted to open them before I went with the embossing powder. These came as a set. You can buy them individually. No, I will in a minute. Thank you. And I did look at one of those daubers because I think the dauber through the stencil is more how I would use the embossing. So last time I just used this. And it worked just fine. It's just a folded dish towel. So the first one I want to use is the flower. And all right, that gave me 3. So let's take it's a little bit there. I need to. This is kind of a cream and a turquoise. Okay, let's. Put that back in there. So that was kind of a cream and a turquoise. Carefree Vera design. Vera Grease. All right, and let's then let's find the one that looks gold. Coppery gold. And this is super chunky. That's got big chunks and little chunks. Most of the little chunks stuck, but the big chunks came off. That might do better with the dauber, more liquid. Okay. This one is kind of this one's kind of got, looks like brass and silver and black. It's got an assortment. And again, different size chunks. All right, so this was the verdigris. This is Tin Roof Rusted. And this is I can't read it. Sterling. Something. Silence is golden. That's what it says. Golly. They could make their labels a little bigger. Okay. This to me, and the Narrow paper doesn't really warp. It flattened for the most part right back out. So this, love, love, love. It's turquoise with little pops of white. This is so Colleen in my opinion. This one is The Silence is Golden. And it is some gold, some white, and some iridescent. This one, I didn't get the big chunks in there. Didn't stick. Also didn't get as fine a detail on this one. But that could have been my stamping. So let's take another piece. And let's stamp. We'll stamp some of this. And we have two more. Yeah, I love the turquoise, Colleen. And I think you can buy them in singles. Actually, you know what? I think I'll use the butterfly because I'm just doing the two. It'll be a bigger design. I slipped, so it's going to be a little messier. Okay, so this one, I don't know what it's called. Let's put it on there while it's wet, and then I'll worry about it. Okay. The fine is sticking to the embossing powders, but the bigger chunks tend to fall off. But again, could be what I'm using. Let's heat that one. And see what we get. The name of this one, Chrome Doesn't Pay. OMG. Ignore my stamping. Because like I said, it slipped when I was stamping it. But that is the Chrome Doesn't Pay. I like. All right, so let's do the last powder. And then we're going to play on these with the inks a little bit. That's a much better stamp. All right. Okay, that covered pretty good, I think. All right, let me put that back. And I am not a stamper, not an embosser. I will check in just a minute. There's two sets. Metal Maniac, I think, was the name of the set. I'm pretty sure it was Metal Maniac. There's two sets. I only got one. I considered the other set, and then I thought, no, don't be greedy. You don't do this that often. Move the stamps. All right, let's heat this one up. Now this one's more black on black. Oh, so I thought. I lied. A few spots I don't know if I got it. So that one we just did. Old Eyes, and I don't know what that one was. We'll have to look on the internet. They're all very pretty. And here, let me go to the website real quick. And I'll give you the details more. And I don't have my receipt. All right. And we'll play with those in just a minute. And I went straight to Lindy's. And I went down to sets. I can't see chat right now. I think that's how. Metal Maniac Chunky. It's $19.50 for the set of 5. Silence is Golden. That's this. Tin Roof Rusted. That's this. Chip Off the Old Black. That's this. Carefree Verdigris. That's this. And Chrome Doesn't Pay is over here. So all of the names are listed, and it's Metal Maniacs. And then the other set, well, they have other embossing powder sets. They have sets that do go with the magicals. There was another new set, I thought. You So Fine is also a new set. And this has Boogie Down Black, Cool Man Copper, Slam Dunk Silver, Gimme 5 Gold, and Wowzer White. And I probably will order that one. It's a chunk rock set of 5 colors. I just didn't order it, and I will probably order that one too. Thank you, Button. All right, so let's set those to the side for a few minutes. And let's take some of the new magicals real quick that I ordered. And we'll swatch those, and we'll use a little bit of those. And I just have them swatched in a container, which is good enough for what I want. All right, there's Andrea's Azalea, Karen's Coral, Martina's Marigold. Lara's Wild Mauve. Mauve is spelled weird. I don't think it's mauve. M-A-L-V is not how you spell mauve. So it might be a word I'm not familiar with. Jana or Jane Jade. Yeah, they're and I don't have a lot of pastels, so that was fine with me. All right, let me get a brush. A little bit of water. And they are shimmer. So look away, Eileen. And the powder colors, when you look at the powder color, don't let that deceive you. Hi, Christine. Okay. Because that marigold is really just a gold. It's a darker gold than my other gold. And I'll dry those in a minute, and you'll see the color and the shimmer. Oh, that's a pretty color. I'm not a big pastel person, but I like lavender. Okay, let's clean the brush a little bit. There's the jade. All right, let me dry those real quick, and then I'll hold them up where you can see them a little better. And this is just watercolor paper. All right. So the jade has turquoise shimmer. The wild, like the lavender color, has, I think it has some turquoise shimmer in there with some lavender. Because when you turn it one way, it looks blue. And when you turn it the other way, it looks lavender. The marigold is gold with gold shimmer. The coral is kind of an orangey color with a gold shimmer. And the azalea, I think that might have a turquoise shimmer too. So very pretty colors. Now I'll show you one of the ways that I like to use them. Okay, so this is one of our jelly prints from the other day. I'm kind of thinking this lavender and azalea. Let's try a little bit of that. So what I'm going to do is get a fan brush. And I'm just going to put some on the table. I need to switch out my craft mat. I have a new one. Or clean this one. All right, and let's put some azalea in a few places. All right, that should be good to start with. And then I'm going to spray it with water to activate. Go ahead and drag that. It's not going to go where the acrylic paint is. All right, let's dry that. And a few places where it's not dissolved. Just trying to make sure there's no undissolved flakes. And this will get used for collage. So you can see how it just went around the paint. It doesn't change the paint. The one we did the other day in the last video is completely dry now. And you can see the shimmer on it, but you still see the iridescent. So it's one of the ways I like to use the jelly prints. So let's try the jade and the coral on this. Actually, I'm going to use the gold. No, I'll use the coral because it's got that orange paint. I'm going to put the orange in some different places. Then I see where I think the teal is. All right, and then we're going to spray it again on the table. And I'll get a little bit of brown in a few places. A few places where I think the powder's not dissolved. And then I can dry that. And these areas that look like they're white probably have some shimmer and color we can't see. A little more subtle. But when it's completely dry, it'll show up. So there's some gold shimmer over here. There's definitely shimmer all in there. Night, Tori. Get some rest. I hope you feel better. I know you haven't been feeling good. So that's one of the ways I'll use them. You can use them in modeling paste. So let's put those in their house. And then what I'll end up doing is I'll add like color to these later, doing the same kind of thing. Okay. Let's try. All right. I want to try making a galaxy for Sandra, but I had a thought about using I'm going to try a brush. Let's get. This has something in it. Let me clean this out real quick. It has something purple in it. I think it's Purple Magicals. I need a container. All right, I'm not going to worry about it. That pigments. Take the bulk of the water out of there. All right, so I'm going to add some white in here because I thought if I used a brush, still going chunky. Still. Let's try some of the new alloy. That just like curdled. The white just like every once in a while it curdles. Okay, let's go directly to the, because that did not work. I'm trying to get a galaxy effect. Let's go in with the Perry, and let's go in with a little bit. The brighter the color, I think it works better in the white. So that's some purple. This is poppy filled. And I think I want to try some of the wild plum. All right, I'm going to put some of the silver in with that. Some alcohol, see if I can get back down to the black in some places. I have to say that the white is difficult to use. Trying some of the silvers, the alloys. That seems to work better than the white. Getting like the lights and the darks to play. Let's try some. Let's try some turquoise in there. Super hard to move. Let's try. See, when that white gets on there, it just like freezes and won't move. And anything on the white doesn't want to move. Now, if I've got the color on top of the metallics, they seem to move okay. Now, only white I have is the pinata white. I don't know. Yeah. But it doesn't, when it doesn't do what you want, Vaughn, that's where you get so frustrated. Let's try some copper in here. Where the red is where I'm trying to get some. I like that combo. Okay, let's get the boysenberry back out and see if we can. Let's add some copper over here, some alcohol. Yeah. We'll try. I'm just adding alcohol to it and letting it shatter and move. I'm going to see if I can get trying to get back down to the black in a couple places. But it may not happen. You know what I'm going to do is when you can't get what you want, you can add some black back in, can't we? Okay, I need to get more alcohol ink in the fine tip bottle. Not alcohol ink, but alcohol. It's funny, that black went brown. The copper shatters really nice. Okay. All right, let me put the ones out that I have. Put the black. I think I've got enough copper on there. Sorry. Now what I'm thinking is white splatters. Is the black back enough? I'm just trying to get some more organic holes back in there. It's supposed to look like Galaxy. That brush is all gunky. Let me see if I can. It's just alcohol on my brush. Just trying to break up some of the harder lines. Mardi Gras, it's supposed to remind you of a galaxy, but we don't have any stars in there. Trying to clean the brush a little bit. Make sure I get that white out of there. Okay, let's try. We're going to try white paint. Just white acrylic. And some water. Try this brush. I'm just pushing back some of those splatters. I think I'm done. I think it's galaxy-like. It's very shimmery. Might as well take advantage of some of the stickiness. A few of those colors are sticky. Okay, let's go back with okay. I'm gonna take some of that out of there. Take some pink out, but it also softens some of that. Okay. Think, well, that's the idea. It's supposed to look like a galaxy. It is in Z's colors, so, you know, maybe she'll add a mermaid on it. It'd be cute with a frame mat and a mermaid on the corner, wouldn't it? Can y'all see? I don't have the right size mat, but can y'all see if you had it matted and then like at an 8x8 and then you put like a mermaid in the corner? That would be so cute if you popped a mermaid above it, like with pop dots, like an Art by Marlene mermaid. Not for me, for Z. It would be so cute. Dot. Yeah, can you see the? It's very metallic. All right, let's see what happens if we add some. I don't know how to add. I don't know what I want. I don't know how to add ink to these. If I add the white, it will. Mermaids don't live in it. Okay, literal, Miss Literal. I don't want to use the white. Let's use the pearl. And then let's add some bright teal to it and see what we get. And maybe a little silver. Okay, and then let's take and wipe back. I would probably do my ink and then emboss. In reality, but I'm just playing with what you could do. But you have to have a metallic or a white to show up on the black. To get colors to show up. To be but you can wipe back the embossing. But that was really more about testing out the embossing inks. The inks will stain, but you can wipe back. But the colors are pretty with the metallics on the black. And a little easier to control than the white. That's just like this piece will probably get punched is probably what will happen to this one. You know, I can take like a big circle or square punch. It's super sticky right now. So for example, that didn't cut very well. I have to use my scissors to cut it loose. It's too sticky for one. This narrow is a little thicker than the white that I have. Just cut this loose and you get the idea. It does not want to even tear. This is super sticky. I can tell you exactly why it's sticky. It's that rainbow stuff. Watch. See how sticky that stuff is? It's not the metallic. It's not the Tim Holtz. It's the, well, it is the Tim Holtz. It's this. It's the pearl. That was Pinata Pearl. But I'll probably punch little circles out of them to use on something. This is Black Nara. But when this is dry, this is super hard to punch. I like the thinner. See, that's not punching, and I don't normally have a hard time punching a hole with my punches. See that? They have more than one thickness of the white, but this is the black is thicker. But I can tell it's not cutting. But it was hard to cut on my paper trimmer. But what I would prefer to do is I'll cut. This is not good. I'll round it up later. But I would cut a piece with my punch is normally what I do with the white stuff, and then use it in isolation. So that one will have to be trimmed. What I can do is just put a circle and draw a circle back here and cut. Thanks, Fawn. So I'm basically ready to go too. Super excited about what I bought. It's kind of hard sometimes to force using things. I don't have a lot of embossing powders, but these I thought I would use. I don't think I'll buy more Black Nara paper, to be honest. I think I like the white better for my purposes. Thanks, Eileen. Thanks for coming and hanging out, everybody. So I just need to sign that one. And then I'll get it in the mail soon to Miss Z. No, I'm out until the 30th, Dot. Monday, I'm going to school to pick up my laptop, a textbook, and my paper where I write their grades down when they do online stuff. And I'm going to create 4 lessons that I have for the next 2 weeks with like private StreamYard videos. And I'm going to show them the book and talk and give them PowerPoint notes and an assignment. And then they'll have to do those between now and the second week of April. Right now we're off till the 30th. So we don't intend to go or do much. Like I said, we're going to make trip to school, hardware store, and the UPS store tomorrow. Run in, run out, and back home. We got groceries yesterday. We didn't really go anywhere much during spring break. Yeah, they didn't tell us we have a specific schedule or anything. They're going to upload lessons for the parents to use, but my expectation is that it won't necessarily be what I'm teaching. So I'm going to upload what we would have done in the 2 weeks. So that when we come back, we won't have missed, and we can just pick up where we would have started, where we would have left off. That way, otherwise I'm going to run out of time between now and the test to get everything taught or introduced. So I figure there's not much difference between me filming on the table than standing at the board, other than interacting with them. I could send them a link and let them join the chat, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to make it private, and then they can watch the video. So thanks for hanging out, everybody. And I'll see you later this week. Or tomorrow at Z's, actually.